Welcome to Tecmo Tuesday, and welcome back to the 2006 Oakland Raiders season, where we try to right the wrong and prevent the Raiders from drafting Jamarcus Russell, and at the same time, managing to win a Super Bowl with an offensive coordinator that had been living in Idaho, just away from the game and not even paying attention to it for over a decade, whatever it was. Anyway, we're the Raiders, and we're going up against everybody's favorite team, the Chiefs. Do the auto skip. Let's take a quick look at the standings here in the Wild Wild West. We managed to tie the Chargers. We have the tie break. It's not a large margin of point differential. That is the tie break. Not head to head. Not strength of schedule, division record, or a common opponent, none of that stuff. It's entirely point differential. And then you've got the Broncos and Chargers, besides us and the Chiefs, who are playing for I'm playing to get into first place by ourselves here, and they're playing to get into a tie and kind of crunch up the the competition, the distance between all the teams. So here we go. Rashard Lee is back. I'll have to reorder the depth chart because Randy Moss gets put back in whenever players come back from injury. It automatically resets the lineup, and we don't want to do that. I mean, I kind of do want to do that because Randy Moss, one of the best receivers of all time. Arguably second only to Jerry Rice. I will never support the notion that Moss was better than Rice. Ross may have... Ross. No. Moss. Ross and Mice. I have it backwards. Rice and Moss. Alright, so Larry Johnson is every single running play that the Chiefs have. They're going to run him into the ground. You gotta watch out for him. Yeah, Rice was better than Moss. Moss might have been the more natural, freakish athlete, but had more natural talent. But the fact that Rice was able to, with his insane work ethic and never gave anything less than 100%, unlike Moss. He was able to achieve records that nobody will ever break. And you can say all you want about longevity, that, Rice's numbers are somewhat inflated because he was able to play for so long. But, I mean, I'd say, hey, if you're able to play that long and at that age, you deserve to have those numbers. He was insane. All right, let's take a... Let's get these situated. Put Porter in. Crockett stays. Let's have Fargus return the kicks. Yeah. Okay. Let's try to fake them out with the play action to start it off. I usually run it first. And they fucking knew it was coming. So much for that, I guess. Alright, we just need to get some yards back. Man, that pass rush was all up in my shit. Yeah, Jerry Rice was my favorite receiver. Not just because he had a nice little run with the Raiders toward the end of his career. I was a huge fan of his before that. That ball took a while to get there, but it did get there. It's not a good idea to run away from the sidelines like that. It's not worth the extra couple of yards. It is nice to be able to fake somebody out now and again and, get a huge gain. Oh, I just ran right into a brick goddamn wall. Ugh, lost most of it right back. Alright, just before the defender got there. Porter. Got him. Alright. That time the play action worked. So good start to the game. We've got, you know, we got a stop. And then we got a touchdown. Which is a good sign for the offense, which hasn't been, you know, anything amazing. I mean, we've had injuries. That's part of the equation, no doubt. But, you know, no matter what the reason is, you gotta snap out of it. And oh shit, everybody's open. Not everybody, but there's, they went to the wrong guy. Should have dumped it off underneath. I went, you know, I dropped back because I'd rather not give up the big play. I'd rather give up the first down if you're gonna have to give up something. One of these days, yeah, I was gonna say they're gonna. Oh, that's right. They have that shitty play. Whenever the ball is like closer to the hash, it takes them out of bounds. It's happened before. Oh no, shit. Here we go. I had to drop back as the last line of defense. Boy, they fucked themselves. They fucked themselves. It's unfortunate. I probably should go in there and change that play for them. Because that really, they handicapped themselves. It's not, it's a glitch. Not a glitch, but like an oversight by whoever designed this ROM and gave them that play as a default. Because I want to say that's not a unless it is. I want to say these are like not all plays that can I go into the playbook right now? I can't go into the playbook right now. Sometimes you get custom plays. These all look like plays straight out of Tecmo, though. At least my plays are. But like, why else would that be happening? Why is it like only them and that play that it's doing that? Unless it's like for some reason that's, Alright, I'm just gonna take this first down. And look at that. Not only hit me out of bounds, but hit me in the crowd. I think it's a little bit of a late hit. Yeah, this is like early 20th century style football where there was absolutely nothing in the way of penalties. And most of the plays looked like just that, just a massive humanity all in one spot. Just annihilating each other. Third down, let's do this. Third and long. Oh no. Yeah, that would have been a miracle to make that catch. I'm just glad it was incomplete. And not intercepted. It's going in the end zone. Yeah. Alright, nice job by the, not only, you know, me for getting in the way of the ball there, but had some help from a drone. Yeah, that play does not look like a normal one of the plays that run to the... Ah, shit. Well, you know, he's gonna get him with the other three. Play fake. Alright, I've been able to stop that receiver. He's not been able to get it to him. There it is again. And once again, a 7-yard loss. Oh, shit. And they did it again. It's, you know... It's too... And it's not gonna... I'll change it after this game. I've already, you know, gotten this far into it. I feel like I almost want to start the game over again because of how broken that is, but at the same time, it's like I also don't want to take away from what I've done. Not just, no, I don't mean it for like from a standpoint of like I'm trying to cheat the system here. I just mean like I feel like I've earned these like that one touchdown. God. Why did I call it play action again? Yeah, first off, you're not going to buy it. And two, there's only so much... Alright, well, we got a streak going. It's a go route. Oh, shit! Oh, shit. Come on, timeout. Let's kick that field goal. Alright, we are at the half. Up 10-0. That's a good start. Well, good start. It's a good half. You know, it was a... Defense has been great. I know that there was those shitty situations with the runs that that Johnson had. He did not do that nearly as much before. In the first game, I want to say it only happened like once, maybe twice. It happened twice in a row in that last drive. But I will change it after this game, in case we run into them in the playoffs. Because I'd hate to see that be a factor in a playoff game like that. Or if they run into anybody in the playoffs, you know, like because I'm going to simulate all the games in real time and watch them. I don't think that the plays like that are effective in the skip. Oh shit! Triple coverage. What, you know? Throwing it across the field like that, deep in my own territory, that was a dumb move. Hey, we got our own pick. Is that me? Is that a user pick with a diving catch? I think it was. Holy shit. I guess that's why... I'm gonna have to go back and check and see if that was Awesome Law. Because, you know, there's a reason why nobody ever threw the ball in his direction. He was that good at that time. On a really shitty team. In a really shitty era of the team. Well, the shitty era of the team is most of the 21st century. You know, I'm not even gonna get into how friggin' pathetic my team is and has been for the longest time. When I started watching football, they had the winningest all-time record in the era between the period starting in 1960, and that's in all of sports, not in just football. They were the top. They had the best winning percentage. And then, this was in at the start of 92. It wasn't bad yet. You know, they had some rough seasons in the 90s. They kind of, like, started to come back to earth and, like, you know, were not consistently good. But they had at least made the playoffs a few times. And then, of course, they made it to the Super Bowl. The early 2000s was a good run. And then after that Super Bowl loss, where so many bad decisions were made all around, they went into a tailspin. And it's been, for the vast majority of the time since then, oh shit! Oh god, that could have been bad. That could have been bad. Oh, they blocked it. And he was open in the middle, too. He might not have gotten the first down if somebody clamped in, but it looked like there was a wide open field out in front of him. Probably would have gotten the first down. So after starting things off with a touchdown, he started to slow down a bit offensively. So all it's gonna take is one freaking touchdown, one quick play, and you've got Larry Johnson back there who can do it. I know it's funny. It's like you fear the run more than the pass. For one thing, I got Asamoah back there who is a freaking machine. But it's just so often the run plays with these really fast backs, gashes. Oh shit, like right now. I'll take, like, you know, a chunk here and there. You know, it's I'd rather not give up a touchdown. I'll back away, make sure I line myself up if I have to. All right, got the blitz that time. It's a single back. I called the single back. Now they ran it the other way with him. Oh, they play faked it. I actually bought that. Oh, shit, they go the opposite way. And Asamoah, he is fast as fuck. Alright, let's try to get this. I called the shotgun, so they did not... They're not going to blitz here. And I did another play fake. I actually, you know, wouldn't have been opposed from their perspective for the idea of running the ball. And there it was, broken up pass incomplete. Game is not over yet. But it's looking good. You know, we're up 2 scores. Ugh! And we don't need that. We don't need fumbles. Thankfully, it went out of bounds. Man, some of these teams, they have that good... You know, I'm just gonna run it again. Why not? It's a field goal makes it a 3-score game, and they know the play. Let the time tick. Put it in the foot of Seabass. A little bit worried about this Dante Hall. He had, you know, he's a good return man. And right after I mention it, there he goes. Getting a nice return. Taking it into our territory. But, you know, like I said, thankfully, the 3-score lead, it's only 16 points, and that's not a 3-score lead in the modern NFL, but before the 2-point conversion, which Tecmo Super Bowl was not far away from, it was only a few years before the conversion came in. This is a 3-score lead. And another sack by Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20. He had one early on. This is the shotgun. They have a shotgun draw. But this isn't it. We got the blitz. Another sack. Kirk Morrison. No relation to Jim Morrison from The Doors. I don't know. I know. I gotta make music references to fucking everything. And that was, you know, not a pick, but better off not picking it because it's 4th down deep in the territory. It doesn't, not like we're worried about positioning here at this point. Now we're just looking to get out of the game, looking to go home. I don't want to throw in all the backups because then I'm going to have to remember to do it next time, but my god, am I going to fucking regret it if I don't. If they do end up getting hurt. Alright, we'll go to Crockett to finish it off. Let's not even bother looking at this. Come on, let's just go home. Game, it's 1 second left. Alright, so we did not get in the end zone after that first drive touchdown, and once again they did not complete any passes. Trent Green had 0 completions and an interception. We threw better than we ran, actually. Not so good. They had a good run defense in this one. Kept the score, you know, respectable. But I felt like we had control of most of the game. I don't think that those runs that went out of bounds by Larry Johnson really affected the game all that much. There was that one drive where it, like, really fucked them, but, you know, they didn't do much of anything else anyway. Great job by the D, once again. Especially the pass defense. Having Asamoah back there is big. All right, let's skip these remaining games. Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Carolina lost to the Vikings. The Cardinals lose to the Broncos. Cowboys lose to the Chargers. So this division, everybody's winning. The only Chiefs only lost because we played against them. Like, they might have won their game. They played against somebody else, so they still have a winning record and are within 2 games, but they've got an uphill climb. The Chiefs do. They got the Broncos right above them, and then tied with us are the Chargers. Really closing in on that point differential too, because we only won 16-0. This division is tight as fuck. The Jets, who are in 5th place technically, are only a game back. Bengals and Steelers, that game was big that they just played against each other to give the Bengals the lead. The Giants are 6-4 on the top. The Eagles in the East. Saints are running ahead now of the Vikings at 7-2. But Packers are also in the mix there at 5-4. And then this is another one of those tight, mediocre divisions. Rams ahead of the Cardinals and Seahawks at 5-4. So that will do it for this one. Next week, where are we? We're playing Monday Night Football against the Bengals. I'm saying that because it's the last game of the week. And that's going to be a tight one. It's going to be a tough one because they're 6-3 and atop their division as well. That's a big matchup. That's a big primetime matchup. So maybe for home field, I mean, we got to stay ahead of our own team in our own division here. So it's going to be tough, but it could be pivotal in that regard. That's it for this week. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.